strongest muscles in the body, those leg muscles. But Rich is ignoring the admonitions of the referee, and Rotunda finally is able to break free and get outside.
Tommy must be getting a little frustrated here because he's got quite obviously a very sound game plan. And there's Kendall Windham, who we've seen do a lot of scouting in recent weeks. He scouted Tommy Rich and Mike Rotunda the last time they wrestled here.
Well, Kendall is a relative youngster in the sport, and obviously is a good student of the sport. He knows he's watching two of the finest here, a former world champion in Tommy Rich and a former All-American in Mike Rotunda.
Kendall Windham, his youngest son, a Blackjack Mulligan, looking on. Side headlock by Tommy Rich, but Rotunda frees himself. A good tackle by Wildfire. Nicely brought by Rotunda. And Rich caught Rotunda coming off the ropes. I don't think Rotunda was expecting that. Good knee lift by Rich, and once again Rotunda rolls out of bounds, and it will break any momentum that Rich had attempted to gain.
Certainly no question about it, and it is Rotunda now using these stalling tactics. Rich could be getting more and more frustrated. Maybe that's what Rotunda's looking for. Get him frustrated, get him angry. That's when you make mistakes, and if you make a mistake in the ring with Rotunda, you've had it.
Rotunda's a great mat wrestler, but Tommy Rich is going right strength for strength, trying to take Rotunda off his feet in several occasions thus far in this matchup. Both men in a vertical position. Tommy Rich with the advantage.
Notice the way he's maintaining that side headlock, too. He's got full pressure on Rotunda at this point in time.
That's where those cauliflower ears come from. That forearm rubbing against the cartilage of those ears and damaging it. Once again, Rich with the advantage, but Rotunda sidestepping Tommy Rich, tosses him outside. That's a break for Mike Rotunda.
Now Rotunda now beginning to glisten with perspiration as Tommy Wildfire Rich slowly trying to make it back to the ring is stopped by Rotunda.
Rotunda with an atomic drop right out here on the floor. You talk about compacting the spine, especially on the floor.
Precisely. Those discs in the spine get a sudden compression like that, and that's why so many retired wrestlers have a lot of back problems as they grow older.
Rich rolls back into the ring, side headlock there by Rotunda. It looked like a straight right hand. I'm sure he'll deny.
You notice the expression on his face when he looked at the referee is absolutely insolent.
Sunset flip by Tommy Wildfire Rich, and Tommy got two very quickly. Good clothesline. Rotunda is in trouble. Rotunda stole the last match with Tommy Rich here on World Championship Wrestling. This is all Wildfire, and he got two out of it. And Rotunda, I'll tell you, it's got to be frustrating. Tommy is frustrating me.
Well, and this may be the mistake that Rotunda was looking for. You've got a fair sixer outside the ring.
Rich getting the advantage of it. Powerful elbow by Tommy Rich. Straight right hand, and Rotunda counters with a right of his own. Referee is at this session. Referee Nick Patrick and 14, and both men have been counted out. Oh man, both guys counted out. It got a little hot for Rotunda.
Well, it did, and I'll tell you what, it wouldn't surprise me a bit in the world if Rotunda felt that Tommy was rapidly getting the best of him and decided in this point that if he could lure him out, that at least it won't go in the record book as a loss.
Certainly was a frustrating encounter for Tommy Rich as Rotunda repeatedly left the ring to prevent staying in there with Tommy Rich. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be back with more World Championship Wrestling. We'll talk to the dudes right after this. Back, ladies and gentlemen, here in Greensboro at the Coliseum. Jim Ross with the Dynamic Dudes. I know Jim Cornette is first and foremost on your mind.
Jimbo, the Dynamic Dudes are excited about Christmas because this is the season to be jolly. Midnight Express and Jim Cornette, you're not going to like any of the presents we have in store for you because the Dynamic Dudes are playing Santa Claus. But thanks a lot for that $10,000 we took off you. Is that right, Shane?
This paper's got my curiosity aroused, Shane.
No, Jimbo, fair is fair. The Midnight Express has been complaining that they want a chance back at the $10,000. Well, you know something? You don't get nothing for nothing, Midnight Express. Jim Cornette, if you're so smart, like you always say you are and you run that mouth, well, you'll come out here later on tonight. What I'm holding right here, Jimbo, you asked about it, is a piece of paper for a match next week right here on television. An anything goes match, Jimmy Cornette, because the Dynamic Dudes aren't backing down from anybody. If you're as smart as you say you are and you don't back down from anybody, Jim Cornette, well, then come out here and sign this contract because we're waiting.
Ho, ho, ho.
All right, well, the contract, we'll see if we can get Cornette out here to sign that, ladies and gentlemen. I've got the contract right here, but right now let's go back up to Tony Gillum.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the ring from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, he weighs 212 pounds, Lee Scott. His opponent hails from Sweetwater, Texas, weighing in at 242 pounds, Kendall Windham.
Well, Gordon, the interesting request by the Dynamic Dudes contract. I have it right here in my hand. They want Mr. Cornette to sign the contract for an anything goes match right here on the program next week. So we'll see if Mr. Cornette will come out here and accept that challenge.
Be interesting to find out whether or not he's got the courage of his convictions and that much confidence in his men. Kendall Windham moving into the ring. By the way, I don't know how many people know that this young fellow was a Golden Gloves boxing champion in Texas.
I certainly did not know that. Rangy youngster, originally hails from Sweetwater, Texas. He's certainly been keeping his presence known by doing a lot of scouting in recent weeks.
Well, in his few brief years in the sport, I'll tell you what, he's become a remarkably efficient man, but he made a mistake here.
He's got that glove left hand, and Lee Scott, one of the outstanding young competitors in our sport. Good backbreaker by Kendall Windham. The kid doesn't possess massive size like his father, but he's got leverage. And something else he has that's an intangible. He's grown up in the sport, and that's something that's hard to measure.
Well, I was with him when he was recruited by a bunch of universities around the country, and he chose instead to go into professional wrestling. He said, I will finish my education later in life, but right now, he said, I want to go where the dollars are. And, of course, that's where he is right now with the NWA.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you just joined us, Jim Ross and Gordon Soley here on World Championship Wrestling. We're coming to you from the Greensboro Coliseum in Greensboro, North Carolina. And still to come in the program, the United States Heavyweight Championship, Sting challenging Lex Luger. You will see that match in its entirety right here on the program, so stay tuned.
By the way, we might point out, too, that next Friday night, the Power Hour will be on at 11:05 p.m. Next Friday night, the Power Hour at 11:05, and 2 title matches will take place on the Power Hour.
Big kick right to the face by Kendall Windham as Lee Scott came off the ropes. And now Windham with that left hand, he is a southpaw all the way. Lee Scott with a nice kick, follows with a forearm, but he did not get the drop kick. He made a mistake there, and it may be a fatal mistake.
It was very well blocked by Kendall Windham.
Heavy hands by Kendall Windham. There's the bulldog. Face down, viciously goes Lee Scott, and Kendall Windham has won this one.
Wrestling fans, here's your winner, Kendall Windham.
Right here it is, baby.
Kendall Windham once again triumphant as we take another look.
Very sophisticated move here on the part of Kendall Windham. Notice he is using that left arm, drives him down, and when you take that kind of a bulldog and that impact into the ring, it's all over.